Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Like always, thank you so much for tuning in again. Today I have a highly requested video because a lot of you have been asking me to do a review on the new Kat Von D Metal Matte Palette. This thing was kind of surprising when I got in the mail because it is huge. Like, let me do a side by side. This is the Serpentina one that she just released, and this is the Metal Matte. It is pretty dang big. Like, anyways. So this retails for $60 and you get a full-size mirror, and then you get 9 shimmers, and then you get 13 mattes. These are beautiful. The shimmers have captured and stolen my heart. There's nothing else like them that I think. There's some that are very unique. The mattes did not swatch as nicely as I wanted them to, and I was actually very upset. But then the more that I used them, the more I saw that this formula actually works best with a brush. You have to use it with a brush to get color payoff, and then they actually blend out very nicely. It's actually the look I have on my eyes today. Let me bring you in closer so you could look at it. And I absolutely love how they look. It looks so pretty blended out with like a big fluffy brush, and then the shimmers work well with your fingertips. You could use it with a synthetic brush. That's what I did, and I love it. So this does retail for $60. It is huge. Let me jump into swatches. I will swatch the mattes first and then the shimmers so you guys could see how they swatch, but don't judge it off of that because you actually do need to play with this. You do need to use it on your eyes before you could actually strike it down. And there's some shades that are pretty similar in this palette to the Serpentina palette. The blue in both palettes. So let me do some swatches. So in the Serpentina palette, we have this beautiful blue shade, and it's the shade Nile. And it's actually really similar to this beautiful shade, and it's Nebula in this palette. And as you can tell, they are very similar. Nebula being a little bit lighter. This is Nebula and this is Nile, and they are a little bit similar, so I don't know, I was kind of iffy on that. And then the next one, in this one, it's Scarab, and it's a beautiful teal color. And then in the other palette, What, and I thought these were going to be similar, but they're basically in the same color family. This is in the Serpentina palette, and then the other one is in the Metal Matte palette. So you don't get a lot of similar shades. Like I said, there's some shades that are absolutely unique and beautiful, but I will let you be the judge of that. Let's jump right into swatches, and then I'll come back and talk about some pros and cons. Okay, so I have no primer on my hand. We're just gonna go in straight to these swatches, and I'm gonna be swatching all 13 of the mattes first. The first one is Linen, and this is your true white shade. The next one is Jet. This is your typical jet black. The next one we have is Velour. This is such a beautiful blue. I have this on my eyes today. The next one we have is Stone, and Stone is your beautiful gray, dark gray color. The next one we have is Moss, and Moss is your perfect, beautiful forest green. The next one we have is Ribbon. The next one is Silk. Then we have Fringe. That one does have a little bit more fallout. The next one we have is Feather. It's such a pretty yellow. This one is a little sheer though, so you have to build this one up. The next one we have is Oak, and it's a beautiful warm brown. The next one we have is Suede. And then we have Bone. And then last but not least, I'm going to put up top here, because it doesn't fit anymore, is Velvet. And this is a beautiful dark burgundy. And there you have all 13 of the matte shades. Okay, so now for the best part of the palette, I'm going to start with the shimmers, and they are to die for. The first one is Flash, and this is a beautiful antique gold. The next one we have is Synergy, and this is a beautiful copper color, almost bronze, absolutely stunning. The next one we have is Volt, and this is a purple. And then we have Twinkle, which is absolutely beautiful, and this I have popped on my inner corners, and it's gorgeous. And then we have Glitz, and Glitz doesn't look shimmery in the pan, but when you swatch it, it is beautiful. The next one we have is Tinsel, and this one has to be one of the most unique shades I've ever seen. And then we have Ignite, and this is what I have on my eyes today. And then we have What, which is a beautiful teal color. And last but not least, we have Nebula, which is your beautiful royal blue metallic shade. And there you have it. Those are all 9 of the shimmers. Okay, and there you have it. Those were all the swatches in this beautiful palette. Like I've said before, you have to actually play with them with a brush. Don't judge it right off the bat like I did. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. It's Eternally Flawless, just my YouTube name. And that's where I do all my first impressions, my openings, everything that I get, I first review on Instagram. So I was a little bit upset and I went off on a little rant. But after playing with this baby, I saw that, you know what, it is worth it. It's $60. It's her most expensive palette that she's released, but I do think it's actually really nice. I think it's swatched well. I think at least the shimmers swatch well. The mattes, not so much, but overall, this is a great little palette if you love your more neutrals. There's bolds, there's mattes, there's shimmers, there's everything that you could really ask for in a palette. The one thing that I saw is that Synergy is actually already one of her little crushed individuals. It's actually Synergy. It's taken from one of those and put into the palette, but the formula is different. So I don't know, I guess they just had to change the formula in order for it to be in a palette, not an individual. But everything else is completely new. There is dupes, like in all palettes. You could easily dupe this, but I mean, what palette can't you dupe? So overall, I really like this. I think the pros is that the mattes do actually blend out well. The shimmers are stunning and it's huge. And for the price point, you do get what you pay for. It's not like it's crazy expensive and you're not getting your money's worth. I think you are. Cons, I don't know. I don't know about cons because they do swatch well. I thought that the mattes were going to be a huge con, but honestly, play with it. Don't judge it right off the bat. Like I've said 1,000 times, give it a chance. You're probably going to end up loving it. Cons, I don't think this is an everyday palette just because the colors are very bold, they're very pigmented, they're very unique. So it's not something that you could wear to the office or you could wear day to day. And if you do like bold colors, this is definitely for you. And even if you like the more neutral colors, give it a shot because it's always good to step out of your comfort zone. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you picked it up. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to subscribe and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!